Hello, my fellow 95 warriors, and welcome to the Productivity Lounge. Today is episode 1 of our 9 to 5 part series for everything you need to know before you get your first job. So, in today's video, we'll be discussing on how to choose the right job for you. Now, we have all been there, right? Where you're scrolling on your phone, looking through job listings, and you're just like, none of these things actually look right for me. All of us have been there. Looking for the right job is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible, but all what I'm saying, it takes that it will need a lot of self-reflection, self-examination to get to the point where you're just like, okay, this is what I want to pursue at the moment. Now, one thing that really blocks us is the fact that we want to see ourselves in 5 years. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Where do I see myself in 10 years? What I have done for myself is, what do I want to do right now? What do I see myself doing right now based on what I love right now, based on where my mind is right now, based on where I am right now? What is it that I actually think is the perfect fit for me now? Because the me 5 years from now might not think what I'm currently doing is the perfect fit for me. But we are human beings, we are meant to be flexible and adaptable. In today's video, I'll be showing you step by step how to choose the right job for you. Let's get into it. Step 1 is about knowing yourself. Now, you are the main character in your life. You cannot look for the perfect job for you if you do not even know who you are. So now it's time for us to do a little quick self-reflection. Ask yourself 3 questions, right? What do I love to do? Like, what is that thing or those things that you do not mind doing, whether you're being paid or not? What am I naturally good at? So for this, you need to look at things that people normally ask you to do, right? It could be you're really good at doing laundry. It could be you're really good at arranging things. And the last thing you want to ask yourself is, what is the problem or problems that you love solving? Now, the trick about this is not to overthink it. Most of the times, people overthink. We like to come up with a politically correct answer, something that makes us look sophisticated. What we think will bring us money, but I feel like these are questions that you can answer in like 5 minutes or less. You just have to sit down and look at your life. These are questions that can be answered, or questions that you have been answering as you have gone about your life. So I don't think that is something needs to be overthought about, if that's the right word. So sit down, ask yourself these questions, and be honest with yourself. You should not lie to yourself, because then it will defeat the purpose. And do not minimize any of your talents. If your talent is knowing how to make up the bed, or arranging the house, or doing dishes, don't minimize it. Don't say, oh, but is this really a talent? It's just a common thing. There are people that cannot make up beds as straight as you. There are people that cannot fold clothes. There are people that cannot do laundry. There are people that cannot do dishes. There are people that cannot dry clean, but there are people that cannot sweep well. So no talent or no skill that comes naturally to you, right, should be overlooked. Underlooked. Underlooked. You get the point. And another bonus tip that I'm going to say, apart from not overthinking it, is to write it down. Just thinking in your head, there are certain things you're going to forget. But once you jot the answers to these questions down, you're able to really look at the paper. It's easier to see your life when you write it down. And that leads us to step 2, which is about exploration and experimentation. Now, I am of the school of thought that you never know what is really good for you, or what you can do, or what is meant, if you do not go out and try multiple things. That's why I always encourage people to just start. I always encourage people to just go out and get that job. Whatever job it is, get it and do. You either learn that you do not like it or you love it, but you will get, at the end of the day, no time is wasted, because you will develop skills that will be used somewhere else along the way. You will develop good work ethics depending on where you work. You'll be able to build connections. just the confidence of putting yourself out there every single day is something that I believe that we really undermine. But you will always be one step ahead of someone that just sits in home. And also, if you do not experiment, how then do you know that this thing that you say you want to do for yourself is really what you want to do? Now, you may have so many talents, but is it every talent that you have that you want to pursue? For example, when I was in school, I used to be really good at drawing geography diagrams and biology diagrams, but I don't see myself pursuing arts like, oh, I want to be a painter. I don't see myself doing it. But do I have the skill of doing it? Can I look at a picture and replicate it? Well, yes, right? I don't think I sing terribly. I feel like my voice is a voice that can be worked upon and I can become a singer because I enjoy singing. But doesn't mean I want to be a musician as a career. Hell no. All this to say that experimentations and exploration is really, really crucial in determining the best job for you. I believe that in doing this, you'll be able to eliminate a lot of the things that you had interest in, fields that you thought, okay, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do it. You'll be able to eliminate and narrow down your choices. What you want to do is to look for places where you can intern. It could be a part-time internship or full-time internship or volunteer. You could look into doing like deep Google searches around the subject matter or on the subject matter, or go to YouTube. There's so many free things on YouTube. Find videos that talk about this field that you want to get into and really understand it is something that you really want to dabble into. Another thing is to look for online free courses. Like Google has this online education thing, this Google education thing for free courses. You could check if what it is that you're interested in is one of the free courses there. Or even on YouTube, you can see somebody is giving free courses on it. Or you can get online courses that are really affordable. The essence of this is to carry out, to experiment without the pressure of failing. There is always that fear where you get into a career and you're in that career for like 6 years, just for after the 6 years for you to discover that, oh, this is not what I want to do and I have to reroute, right? Sometimes it's a lot harder to reroute even, but before getting into a particular field or committing to a particular field, it's always good to carry out these multiple experiments, right? There is no pressure. You can be able to flip-flop left and right, trying to figure out what do I really like, what do I like to do for a long time, kind of thing. That's why I really cannot stress enough. It is better for you to be out there and try different things than you just being home and waiting for the perfect light bulb moment or the perfect opportunity to fall at your feet. The third step is to match your skill to the market, right? Now you have narrowed down the choice, you've explored, you're experimenting, you're figuring it out, right? Now, the perfect job is the intersection between what you love, what you're good at, and what people need or what people are willing to pay for. Now, you don't want to be investing in a passion that does not make sense in the country where you are. Like, people are not asking for it. And how will you know that people are not asking for it? By experimenting. A graphic designer, right? You can start by designing flyers for your family or friends' business or local businesses around, and really seeing around you if people are willing to pay for a graphic designer. Are people willing to pay for a social media influencer? Are people willing to pay for a community manager? That's why it's important to experiment, to really understand if there's a market for that which you want to follow. Because as much as people say, oh, follow your passion, at the end of the day, passion will not feed you. You don't use stones to buy food outside. You need money to be able to run your life, to be able to afford things, to be able to eat, to be able to pay your rent, to be able to dress well. Passion that nobody is willing to pay for will not feed you. Alright? So you need to be able to find a passion that can still feed you. Let's be realistic. In a utopian world, right? Everything that we want, we can get and we can do, and we live at ease. Don't need money for anything. Life is easy, life is cheap. But that's not the reality on ground, especially if you're in Cameroon. Like the cost of living is becoming high. Cost of living wants to kill the living. You don't have the time to be following passions that is not putting food on your table. And if you're eating an above, following a passion that is not giving money and expecting your family to keep funding that passion, that's not very adult of you. That's not very responsible for you. Because how long do you expect other people to carry the weight of your irresponsibility? Because I call it an irresponsibility. Following a passion that does not bring you food on the table is an irresponsible act. It's step 4, which is about building your network. Now, they always say your network is your net worth. So it's important who you know. So how do you want to network? By going to events, by and by getting into LinkedIn or Facebook groups in the field that you want to get into, by DMing prominent people where you want in the field you're interested in, by reaching out to professionals for advice, even just reaching out to that your uncle or your classmates or your friends asking for job opportunities is still important. Like for example, okay, you know the field that you want to specialize in, right? And now you need to get a job in that field, right? Start asking. It is always said that a mouth that does not ask is a mouth that goes hungry. So not at the end of the day, you will not die. What's the worst thing that will happen? They will say no. If you enter somebody's DMs or send somebody an email asking for a job opportunity, asking if you can be of service to them, or just introducing yourself, there's a whole video I'm going to do about it. Introducing yourself to these people through email and telling them how you can be able to help them. You don't need to post a job opportunity for you to reach out to them. If you go through their, maybe your social media manager or a community manager, I go through the social media page and just like there's a lot more that they can do, maybe on their websites, on their social media pages. You can email the company or the HR or the boss himself and then introduce yourself, tell them how you can be of service to them. You never know, you might just get the job that way. Reach out to people on LinkedIn. That's what LinkedIn is for. Connect to people, send them messages, use your Instagram to actually look for work. Don't use it to be chatting people or watching irrelevant things. Make use of social media to get yourself the job that you want. At the end of the day, the worst that they will say is no. And no will not kill you. And also ask that uncle, that aunt, your parents, your classmate, wherever you go, advertise yourself that you are a graphic designer. Do they know anybody that's looking for a graphic designer? Do they know anybody that's looking for a seamstress? Do they know anybody that's looking for hair? Like you do hair and maybe refer people to you. Ask. That's the whole point of this, is ask, right? Introduce yourself, talk about your talent, talk about what it is that you want to do, talk about what it is that you have done, what it is that you're doing. Carry your personal brand like Kinja on your head. Anywhere that you go, talk about it. It doesn't matter. You don't have the time to be feeling, oh, I don't want to bother people. Oh, I don't want people to think that every time I'm talking about myself, only I'm talking about business. I'm not saying, what else do you want to talk about? This is not money and business. They say that friendships that are not about money and business, get them a reward. We are past the stage we are sitting and talking about boys or girls. We are past that stage. We are getting towards our 30s. Or you who maybe is still young, you're getting towards your 20s, mid 20s, or get up. You don't want to wake up and blink and you realize that, oh, I've wasted my youth with drinking, smoking, partying, talking about boys and girls. Meanwhile, I could be networking and setting up myself for success in my old age. Now, step 5 is applying like a pro. Okay, so now you ask yourself the important questions. You figured out what your talents are. You narrow them down with explorations and experiments. You have networked. You have been able to match your talents to the market, and now you know what people are willing to pay for. How now do you now apply for a job? These are the tips you take into consideration. Adopt your CV to each job that you apply for. Now, I'll be talking at length in the next video I'm going to do, which is how and where to apply for jobs, right? One thing that I am guilty of, which I think many of us are guilty of, is I used one CV for all the jobs that I applied for. One CV. And honestly, now that I think about it, I am not so shocked as to why they rejected me. One thing that I realized is that we fail to read the job descriptions and the skills that they are asking for. Sometimes we just read, oh, they are looking for a community manager. Okay, all right, let me just apply. Have you really read what they require of you, what your responsibilities are, what skills they are asking for? So now you're somebody that reads, okay, you have read the skill. Go now to your CV and put those skills and other skills that are related to those skills on your CV. That way it's easy for you to stand up. Because the truth is that the people that will not watch this video will keep using one CV forever and ever. So you who has watched this video, now you know that each CV should be different and should be adapted to the job. How then, how do you use a CV that you used to apply for graphic design, to apply for accounting, to apply for banking and finance, even if you're applying from one graphic designing opportunity to the other? What if what they are asking for is a little bit more than what the other person asked for? Always read the skills that are required and adapt them into your CV. But then do not over exaggerate and oversell yourself or promise something that you cannot deliver. Always write skills that you can deliver currently or are very easy for you to learn, and so that they don't really notice that, oh, you lied in your CV or anything. Again, no Maggie told me to lie in my CV. I did not. Please don't quote me anyway. The next thing you want to do is work on your cover letter. Cover letters are very important. Most of us spend so much time on our CVs, and then the cover letter will just take something from Google and we just paste and we just change the names and then bam. Sell your as much as you took time to sell yourself in your CV, sell yourself in your cover letter. Okay, make sure that you create you write a captivating cover letter that when they look at it, they're like, wow. They look at your CV, they're like, wow. And now this trickles down to my next tip, is stating your achievements over your tasks in your CVs. What do I mean? Let's say you're a social media manager. I don't know, I keep using the word I'm not a social media manager, but let's just say you're a social media manager. What we normally write in our CV is, in task, right? What we normally write is, I create social media campaigns. I edit videos. I come up with social media marketing strategy. Those are tasks. Now, spot the difference when you focus on more achievements than tasks. So I created a social media campaign that went up to have over 1.5 million views on social media, as well as increased our customer base by 25%. Or I drafted or I came up with social media marketing strategies that were implemented by so and so company, did increase their customer base by 50%. Like, state the achievement. Again, I'm really not fluent with this example because I'm not a social media manager, but this is the only example that comes to my head. So bear with me, but you get the point. Now, based on these two things, right, which CV do you think is more compelling? The one with the task or the one with the achievements? Because if I'm a business person trying to hire a social media manager, I'll go for the one who has stated that her marketing campaign or her marketing strategy was able to increase my customer base from between 25 to 50%. Who will not want, like, that has caught, this achievement has caught my eye more than I can create social media campaigns. I can edit videos. I shoot videos. I do graphic designing. I manage Facebook, Instagram, this thing, all type of things. State that it's like this. I can grow your followers from 1,000 where you are right now. I can grow your followers to 25,000 followers in 2 weeks, in 1 month. I can increase your customer base by 25%, 50%. Write your achievements and not your task, because achievements are more compelling. Sit down and check it. Mona check am and make sense or idea not make sense. So there you have it, guys. These are your step-by-step tips or hacks in figuring out the perfect job for you, even if you might be confused at the moment. So try it out. Let me know in the comments down below, what is the biggest challenge you face when applying for a job, and I might just be of help to you, or we all in this beautiful community of ours might just be of help to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos in this amazing series, because I know that you guys are going to enjoy everything that I have, because it's back to back banger. I know that you all are going to be extremely excited for each and every episode that will be dropped in this series. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I love you. Bye. Mwah.